Truth doesn't hurt because it's cruel. It hurts because it gets close. When someone tells you the truth, it feels like an attack on your identity. Not because they're wrong, but because your self-image feels threatened. Most people don't defend their actions. They defend the story they tell themselves. That's why feedback feels disrespectful, why correction feels like rejection. The truth isn't trying to break you. It's trying to remove what's false. And the moment truth stops feeling like an attack is the moment real growth begins. Truth doesn't usually arrive softly. It doesn't knock, wait for permission, or ask if you're ready. Truth walks straight into the room, turns on the light, and exposes everything you've been hiding from yourself. And that is exactly why truth often feels like an attack. Not because it is violent, not because it is cruel, but because it is honest. When truth speaks, it challenges the version of reality you've grown comfortable with. It disrupts the stories you tell yourself to stay safe, to stay still, to stay exactly where you are. And the human mind, when threatened with growth, often confuses discomfort with danger. So we react, we defend, we get angry, we shut down, because truth doesn't just reveal facts, it reveals responsibility. The moment truth shows up, excuses lose their power. Blame has nowhere to hide, and suddenly, you are face to face with the one person you can't run from anymore, yourself. Most people don't fear lies, they fear what truth demands after it's revealed. Truth asks questions you don't want to answer. It asks why you stayed silent when you should have spoken. It asks why you settled when you knew you were capable of more. It asks why you kept repeating the same patterns while expecting different results. And when those questions hit, the ego goes into survival mode. It labels truth as disrespect. It calls honesty negativity. It says, "You're attacking me," when in reality, it's being invited to grow. But growth has never been comfortable. Growth requires friction. Growth requires pressure. Diamonds don't form without it, and neither do strong minds, disciplined hearts, or powerful lives. Truth feels like an attack when it contradicts your self-image. When someone tells you something that doesn't match how you see yourself, your first instinct is resistance. You don't listen to understand, you listen to defend. You search for tone instead of meaning. You focus on delivery instead of the message. And in doing so, you miss the lesson that could elevate you. Because truth isn't here to embarrass you, it's here to prepare you. It's here to sharpen you. It's here to strip away illusions so you can stand on something real. And real strength is built on truth, not comfort. Understand this, people who can't handle truth will always call it an attack. People who are committed to growth will call it feedback. The difference isn't in the words spoken, it's in the mindset receiving them. One mind is fragile, protected by pride. The other is resilient, fueled by purpose. When you stop taking truth personally and start taking it seriously, your life changes. Because truth isn't your enemy. It's your greatest ally, disguised as discomfort, sent to push you toward the life you say you want but haven't yet earned. The reason truth hits so hard is because it interrupts comfort. And comfort is addictive. Comfort whispers that you're fine where you are, that you've done enough, that tomorrow will somehow fix what today refuses to confront. Truth doesn't whisper. Truth demands attention. It forces you to look at the gap between who you are and who you could be. And that gap is painful to acknowledge. It reminds you of wasted time, ignored potential, and chances you let slip because fear felt safer than effort. So when truth shows up, the mind tries to protect itself by rejecting the message instead of examining it. That's why people shoot the messenger. That's why honesty is often met with hostility. Not because it's wrong, but because it's right. Truth exposes patterns, and patterns don't lie. They show you that results come from habits, not hope. You can't argue with outcomes. You can explain them away, you can blame circumstances, people, or bad luck, but deep down you know the truth already told you what was coming. And when someone else reflects that truth back to you, it feels like an attack because it confirms what you were trying not to see. Accountability feels heavy when you've been avoiding it. Responsibility feels unfair when you've been escaping it. But that weight you feel isn't oppression, it's ownership. And ownership is power if you're brave enough to accept it. Here's the hard part. Truth doesn't care about your feelings, but it deeply cares about your future. It's not here to soothe your ego, it's here to strengthen your character. And character is built when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? That shift changes everything. Because now, truth becomes a tool instead of a threat. It becomes a mirror instead of a weapon. And mirrors don't attack you, they reflect you. What you do with that reflection determines the direction of your life. People who grow understand this principle. Every uncomfortable truth carries a hidden invitation. An invitation to level up. An invitation to become disciplined where you were careless, focused where you were distracted, courageous where you were afraid. But invitations can be declined. Many people do. They choose comfort over change, excuses over effort, and familiarity over possibility. And years later, they wonder why nothing changed. Truth tried to warn them, but they called it an attack and walked away. If you want to rise, you must develop the strength to sit with truth without flinching. Let it sting if it needs to. Let it humble you. Let it correct you. Because every time truth challenges you, it's testing whether you are serious about the life you claim you want. Growth doesn't come from being praised, it comes from being honest. And once you stop running from truth, you realize it was never trying to hurt you, it was trying to prepare you. At some point in life, you have to decide whether you want comfort or truth, because you rarely get both at the same time. Comfort keeps you familiar, predictable, and unchanged. Truth pushes you forward, often alone, often misunderstood, but always stronger. When you begin to accept truth without seeing it as an attack, something powerful happens inside you. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding intentionally. You stop wasting energy defending who you used to be and start investing energy in who you are becoming. That shift is the foundation of maturity, leadership, and real confidence. Because confidence is not pretending you're perfect. It's being honest about where you are and committed to where you're going. Truth builds discipline when motivation fades. It reminds you that no one is coming to save you, that your habits are shaping your destiny right now, and that consistency matters more than intensity. These reminders don't always feel good, but they feel real. And real is what creates results. When truth tells you to wake up earlier, work harder, speak less, listen more, and stay focused when distractions are loud, it's not attacking you, it's aligning you. Alignment hurts when you've been living out of sync with your potential. But once you're aligned, life starts responding differently. Opportunities appear, respect grows, self-belief strengthens, not because the world changed, but because you did. People who master their lives learn to value truth over validation. Validation feels good for a moment, but it doesn't build anything lasting. Truth, even when it stings, lays bricks for a future you can stand on. And the strongest people you admire didn't become strong by being told what they wanted to hear. They became strong by facing what they needed to hear. They learned to separate ego from identity. They learned that correction is not rejection and honesty is not hate. They understood that truth is a form of love for those serious about growth. So the next time truth shows up and your first reaction is anger, pause. Ask yourself what part of you is being challenged. Is it pride, fear, insecurity? Because truth doesn't attack your worth, it attacks your limitations. And those limitations are optional if you're willing to do the work. Every level of success demands a higher level of honesty. With yourself, with your effort, with your excuses. When you choose truth consistently, you stop living defensively and start living deliberately. Remember this, truth will never betray you. Lies might comfort you, but they will abandon you when results are due. Truth may feel like pressure, but pressure creates strength. And strength creates freedom. The moment you stop running from truth is the moment you start running your life. If this message resonated with you, make sure you support the channel by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and pressing the bell notification so you never miss our next powerful motivational video. Your support helps us keep bringing you content that challenges you, strengthens you, and pushes you toward your highest potential. If this made you uncomfortable, stay here.